Where am I?
Whoa. Oh, that's right. Got me transformed.
What do you think of my awesome powers? This is what you obtained in exchange for your memories, Master.
You did this, Shinigami? Is this why I made a pact with you? I don't understand any of this. Where are we?
Simply put, it's an alternate universe. Well, it's got that kind of vibe, right?
An alternate universe.
You don't sound surprised. Come on, it's awesome! You probably think it's cliched, huh? Well, this isn't any old alternate universe. Check this out! Ta-da! This is the Mystery Labyrinth.
Material?
Unsolved mysteries become lost to time, right? Well, now, this maze is the materialized form of the unsolved
This maze.
I have the power to interact
One,
with this mystery labyrinth.
Very different from Danganronpa. Because Danganronpa was we're all like stuck in a place, and then we just had to stay in this one place. This one is like they're exploring a bit by letting you. Well, first was a train, but like I feel like now we're off of it. We're probably never gonna step foot on it again. But maybe I'm wrong. Especially with all the fire that happened in the train. Now it's like I think each chapter maybe we're gonna be in a different set piece.
What happens when we beat it?
In every case, there's a hidden truth, and we have to find the truth deep inside this mystery labyrinth. So, if we beat this mystery labyrinth, the truth of that case will be revealed. Naturally, so will the true identity of the killer. Now, let's solve this thing.
We'll discover the killer's identity too?
You couldn't solve it in reality, so we're solving it in this alternate universe. They're two sides of the same coin. But whether or not you discover the truth depends on the person entering the labyrinth. The more complex the mystery is in the real world, the more complex the maze will be too. Killers in real-world cases throw whatever obstacles they can at investigators, right? Those are also materialized into the maze, so this is gonna be a tough battle.
So, you're saying there are traps in there?
Yup. Looks like you're finally getting it. Now that I've explained it all, let's head into the dungeon.
Hold on. I don't understand any of this.
Seriously, you don't get it?
A mystery labyrinth is a maze based on a real mystery. This one is formed from the murder on the Amaterasu Express.
Yep, you're right so far.
So, if there's
Too much
always
explanation,
something
just like
truth
get me
inside
to
of a
it.
Mystery the Amaterasu Express.
Yup, you totally get.
What? I don't get any.
Sheesh. This is why you're a benchwarmer detective. You're in an old.
Of course I am.
Okay, I'll explain more if you have any more questions along the way. That'll make all your worries disappear.
No, it won't! Please, explain everything now.
Relax, relax. I'll tell you in due time. Come on, let's go. Time to unriddle this mystery labyrinth. Sorry, I forgot to mention the important keys.
Keys? You mean for opening doors in the dungeon?
Yeah, something like that, but keys in the mystery labyrinth are used to break through mysteries. They're called solution keys, and they're essential to clear the mystery labyrinth.
So, where do I find them?
Solution keys are materialized clues for a case. Normally, you'd get them during the investigation. You kinda had to rush through the investigation this time around, so let's briefly review the case. For starters, try to recall all that happened on board the Amaterasu Express.
The Amaterasu Express? The Amaterasu Express is the only method of transportation in Kanai Ward. It's an automated, unmanned train with 5 cars. Its doors won't open while in motion, and windows are fixed in place. There were no stops before our destination, so the train kept moving until it arrived at the station. A monitor in the backup control room displays the operation log, and there was no record of the train stopping.
Gross.
Here's your solution key.
So this is a solution key. But why did it come out of your mouth?
What do you mean? So I don't have to use my hands. I worked really hard developing this method.
You put thought into this?
So that's how words and events you think are clues get transformed into solution keys. Let's keep reviewing what happened in this case.
All right, I'll do my best. The incident occurred inside the Amaterasu Express while it was still moving. Including myself, there were 6 master detectives on board. Aphex and Poochie's abilities confirmed there were no other passengers on the train.
And who died first again?
It was Zilch in the first car's infirmary. I noticed smoke pouring through the crack of the door, and looking through the window, I saw a knife stuck in Zilch's
This is
chest.
like a recap part of the episode.
The infirmary was on fire, so I hurried to open the door, but it wouldn't budge because it was locked.
Does that mean this was a locked room mystery?
Not really. There's a chance the killer had a duplicate key.
That That's no fun.
Anyway, I broke the door's window and unlocked the door from the inside to enter the infirmary. By then, Zilch's corpse had burnt to a crisp. I wanted to alert the others, so I moved to the second car. But I found Melamie's corpse there. I think she was set on fire with the liquor in the dining car.
Ooh, a flambe! A human flambe.
That reminds me, something was off about Car 2 right before the train entered the tunnel.
Isn't that from entering the tunnel? It's like air pressure. Wind stuff.
And there was a blackout right after, although it only lasted a moment.
Yeah. What was up with that blackout? Was there one on the other side of the tunnel too?
No, when we exited the tunnel, there was shaking again, but no blackout. There was something else too. Something that happened when we were in the fourth car.
I wonder if that's a clue. And the next corpse was the little girl in the third car?
Yeah, it was Poochie. Another burnt body. Just like the first two cars.
Oh yeah, wasn't there a secret base thing in the third car?
You mean the backup control system? I remember something about that. The control system automatically manages the electricity within the train. When the main control system fails, it will switch to the backup system after 1 second.
You may have amnesia, but you've got a pretty good memory. Anything else you can remember?
I did notice that the backup control system was actually operating. And if the backup was on, that means the main system was down, right? What do you think about that?
The train never stopped, so it doesn't change the fact that no one could get in or out, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Next, you found the geezer's corpse in the fourth car, right? He was also covered in burns. Was there anything strange about that corpse?
He didn't have any external wounds, but he was holding a cell phone he uses for his photography ability.
Oh yeah, that useless ability. It's basically no better than a dash cam. Anyway, forget about the geezer for now. Don't want that old man smell haunting my memories. Next and last is the fifth car. Come on, try to...
The body we found in the fifth car was completely charred, but the necklace around the corpse's neck confirmed. We also discovered a stab wound to the chest. Also, judging by things like the plate on the wall, the fifth car appeared to be far more burnt than the other cars.
Maybe the room ended up like that because the victim was on fire and running around.
Oh, and the blood on the interior lock of the fifth car's infirmary is an important clue, I think.
Uh-huh. So,
Wait, there was something else. According to the Peacekeeper's report, they all burned to death.
He also has a barcode on the side of his head. I wonder if that's his hair, or if that's like a tattoo.
But that part... And they also mentioned there was a knockout drug mixed into the drinks in the dining car. Yeah, I think that...
what a big catch! This should be enough solution keys to solve it.
But I still don't know how to use them.
Master, you worry too much. I'm sure it'll turn out fine. Solution keys are important to solving mysteries. Yours truly is important too. Sure hope you got all that down. Shinigami's tutorial corner.
Gosh, I just closed the menu and you open it up. Bar skill. Active skill. 100. Labyrinth skills are ability. Labyrinths. Acquire them by spending.
Hey, Master, do you need a power-up? Set whichever skills suit you best.
Activate labyrinths spells by.
Time to head off in search of the truth. Let's solve this thing.
Will things really turn out fine? So, this is the mystery labyrinth. It sure looks Hey, if we keep going, will we really get to the truth?
Come on, would I lie to you? I told you the deepest part of the labyrinth holds the truth, right? So, let's go. I'm so horny for mysteries right now.
You're... what?
How to write this down?
That's weird. So the left stick, you control the character. The right stick, you control the camera. But they seem like two opposite. Like you're playing as two people.
Hey, did something move just now?
Oh, that's a cue.
Q? Is that a monster living in the mystery labyrinth?
They're not exactly monsters. You are part of the mystery labyrinth itself. They're what materialize the mysteries. You have no intelligence or autonomy. All they do is manifest the mysteries in the labyrinths. But since you are here to defeat mysteries, they're kinda like obstacles.
So in other words, they're the enemy.
Of course, that's
And look back.
What is that?
Oh, is that the police officer? Yeah, he has the grill and the...
What the? They're
that's a
a mystery phantom.
I told you that cues make well, if there's someone in the real world trying that's a mystery fan.
Interfering with the... Hey, doesn't he kind of look like Swank of the Peacekeeper?
If the Peacekeepers are tied up in this, then maybe this incident has something to do with Amaterasu Corporation.
You're the culprit.
Huh?
So what do we do? Are we going to do like the turn-based RPG, or are we real-time combat? What's gonna happen?
Since all the other passengers on the train are dead, you're the only one who could have done the crime. So you're the culprit. That's the truth behind this case.
Master, he's trying to frame you to bury the case. If you can't get past this, you can't reach the truth.
What do I do? Should I just run away?
A detective doesn't run from a mystery. You gotta defeat him.
Defeat him? How?
Master, are you ready to give your life for the truth?
Huh?
Just say, I am.
I am!
What is going on?
What? A sword?
I call it the Solution Blade. It's a sword with special powers to affect things inside the Mystery Labyrinth. Use that to boom kill the Mystery Phantom! Let's do this!
Whoa, slow down! How do I use this?
I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually. The damage you take here is nothing to sniff at. The more and more your mind realizes you've been hurt here, you'll wind up brain dead. No one wants that. Come on, pay attention!
Okay. Traps and obstacles lie in wait inside the labyrinth. Make a mistake while facing them and the stamina will decrease. Good.
You're dead?
Game over when the stamina runs out, so be careful. Hey. What am I doing though? Presenting deathmatch.
I'll tell you a mystery labyrinth
Dodge.
secret.
Bottle. Okay, will attack master while using
Dodge,
case.
dodge, duck,
Getting
dodge.
hit by a statement means taking damage, so move up and avoid, track it carefully, dodge.
Come on, pay attention.
If you dodge, statement at the very left, it becomes a daring dodge. The more daring you make, the bigger the bonus you'll get.
Don't you forget.
The bonus for is based on the max amount you can dodge in one cycle. Basically, there's a cap.
Don't let any shady
Inflammable
slip by.
statements give you a chance to counterattack. Statements might contain a contradiction. Slash through Solution Blade.
Master
Phantom.
doesn't make mistakes.
Okay, so it's basically Danganronpa just with a different skin, right? Because they want you to use the sword that slash through instead of just back then where your words were like the weapon. But in a way, it still kind of is like that. Gotta pick the right solution. E.
Slash those suspicious statements!
Okay, so
Oh.
Phantom, picking the wrong or missing the timing means taking them. Okay, coffee and dining car.
No need to draw this out. You're the culprit behind this case. You murdered 5 master detectives. That's the only explanation. Everyone else is dead. You're the only one who could have done the crime.
I'll slash through this mystery. No! There's no way I could have done it! I wasn't conscious the whole time because I drank the drugged coffee in the dining car.
It's no use.
She must have. Okay, it must have been. Okay, hold on. Melanie was the one who told me to drink the coffee. But now I'm trying to remember. Was she the one that gave it to me or somebody else?
Your deduction is wrong.
Master, it's time for the solution key! You better not be skimming over this.
You were out the whole time. Ridiculous. You're the culprit.
What are the keys? There were no other passengers. Simple.
You knew it was drugged.
How would I
That's
have
how you avoided being knocked out. Other detectives were drugged. You went around killing them all. You're busted. You took the laced coffee and only pretended to drink it.
Oh, that was the wrong key.
Say,
That's right!
You were out the whole time. Ridiculous! You're the culprit. You knew it was drugged. That's how you avoided being knocked out. The other detectives were drugged. And you went around killing them all. You're busted. You took the laced coffee and only pretended to drink it.
There we go.
Zange's photography footage showed me drinking the coffee. That proves I wasn't faking anything. Did I defeat it?
See? No matter how weak you...
He tried to frame me as the culprit.
Yeah, we knew
That's
that.
what Amaterasu Corp is doing. They want to set you... That's why the Peacekeepers barged in as soon as the train hit the station.
So they knew what was going to happen. Then the culprit works for Amaterasu?
Or someone
It could be
hired
the
by them.
case.
Either way, the Peacekeepers want to hide who did it.
So the reason Control Headquarters didn't respond to the emergency calls was because of Amaterasu.
Probably. Now that we know what they're aiming for, let's keep this up and unriddle this.
You're awfully casual about this, my luck. I understand now that the Mystery Labyrinth, but what do you do here, Shini?
Simply put, I'm the one and only cutie that can directly interact with the Mystery Labyrinth. The progress you've made in the Mystery Labyrinth and solving those mysteries here,
Oh, the point of this is we're just going straight
it's all
Talking.
thanks to me.
until we run into the battle thing. That seems kind of lame. But this is the first one, so I'm not going to judge it based off this, just the first one.
How are you able to do this?
I don't know what to tell you. I've always been able to do this, so I forgot how. More importantly, you got drugged and knocked out. No wonder you're waddling around.
I thought I was dizzy because I've got this weird ghost thing haunting me.
Huh? Making a pact with me won't make you dizzy. It just reduces your lifespan by a lot.
You're kidding, right? Right?
Anyway, who do you think is the culprit, Master? You haven't...
I thought something
if
was
the
crawling
drinks
up
were
my leg with
drugs
this
in the dining
wire.
car, the
Oh, so then all you have to do is ask around and figure out what order everyone got up. Oh, wait a minute. You can't...
You aren't taking this very seriously.
So far. Thank God. Actually make me run.
This place. Whoa. The path is forked in two. Which way should I go?
This fork in the path is also a materialized mystery, so you should know which way to go if you solve it. First, let's clarify what mystery this is exactly.
Huh? How do you do that?
Like this.
Huh? Blood! Blood!
Quit overreacting, Master. This is a mystery labyrinth. It's fine. Anyway, take a look. I'll use the blood of the Truth Seeker as a conduit to expose the mystery blocking the path.
Is that a question?
That's the mystery standing in your way. You just need to pick the right path and head on through.
Six on the train. It must mean the 6 master detectives, including me, right? If I don't think the culprit is among the 6 on the train, then I should take the right path, which says no. But if I think the culprit is one of the 6 on board, I need to take the left path that says yes. Which is it?
There's only one truth.
Questions relating to the case are asked in different forms inside. Oh. Yes or no?
Then, Master,
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna pee. I'll be right back. one of these bots. Give me 1 second.
Come on, pay attention! You can set whichever skills suit you best. You definitely want to remember this.
Am I going to say yes? I think so.
So, you think the culprit is one of...
Yes, I don't know.
Right here! Okay, let's go.
Oh, so I don't know if I got it right. Oh, man.
Can I go through?
Oh, you got it right? Not bad at
Oh, I got it right. Okay.
Something happened!
It's trying to bury the truth again!
Reasoning deathmatch. So I got it wrong. Testimony detect.
Your deduction is wrong. Other than the 6 on the train, you must have had an accomplice.
This is the truth!
Where his HP is. I don't know if I'm making progress or
Two
not.
master detectives used their abilities to prove that only 6 people were on the train.
True.
If it was only one person, they could have been lying or an imposter. But 2 of them means there can be no mistake.
Wrong! Your reasoning is completely off!
Peacekeeper death report, operation.
What good does that testimony even do? Your accomplice just wasn't there when those two checked. But came aboard after that. So what if the windows don't open? While everyone was knocked out, you secretly stopped the train and let your partner board.
Oh, dang it.
Together, you committed the crime. This way, there's no contradiction.
Okay. I goofed. I goofed.
Right.
Right.
What good does that testimony even do? Your accomplice just wasn't there when those two checked. But came aboard after that. So what if the windows don't open? While everyone was knocked out, you secretly stopped the train and let your partner board.
Slash through this mystery. The backup control room's operation log showed that the train never stopped. And the doors won't open unless the train stops. So it's impossible for someone to have gotten on during the trip.
I think there is a possibility of one of them lying about their powers.
Looks like you're getting the hang of this, Master.
You make it sound like...
Now I just have to keep
Hey,
running straight
I was
again.
wondering, wouldn't it reject my answers, even if they're right? Or maybe the questions themselves could be lies.
No chance. A mystery labyrinth has no self-will. It can't lie. Or this place is a direct manifestation of
Okay,
nonsense.
so
The labyrinth is fake.
this is not a review, but this is something that I would like to
By the way,
compare.
about the culprit
So-
the six of you?
Clearly, you know, the character design, the game, also is very close comparison to Danganronpa, right? Because it is made by the creators of Danganronpa, but more, I guess even the game itself is
How could the
similar.
culprit commit the crime
It's
when
just,
all
you
the
know, they
evidence
wanted to
was
have it in a
you
different,
were dead?
like, setting, and they wanted to change it a little bit just to make it a little bit different from Danganronpa. What I liked about Danganronpa so far versus this is this section right here. Why the heck am I running through a hallway for a really long time? That's kind of dumb. Unless it's just loading for the next thing. That's still kind of dumb. Danganronpa made more sense of like it was at a school. You just walked around the school. And then, alright, go meet us in the room. And everyone had to come to the room and you just, you know,
Another fork in the
okay, oh, someone died, so go figure it out. And then so you would have to go through the whole school or whatever, and then you find the clues, right? This one is like you're in the story, I guess. You're just chilling. Something happened, someone died, or these people died on a train. And then it's like, okay, well now you're gonna go into this magical world of what we call the labyrinth. And then but you know, you're gonna talk about it, I guess, amongst. I guess you're just gonna talk to Shinigami, but you just have to run in a hallway in a straight line, which I think is kind of silly.
This is
But,
how we reach the truth. It reflects how problems are really solved.
And then we just have to through
Well,
like
I
through
don't
this, we
know
just have
if
to
I've ever actually solved
continue
a
through the
mystery on my
court
own.
case or whatever so far.
Remember,
Versus the other one is just kind of you can kind of just figure that out.
say,
Yeah.
Okay, everyone was dead, so how did the culprit pull it off? They committed suicide after the crime. They played dead. Well, according to one of the Amaterasu or whatever it's called, they claimed that everybody died through being burned. If someone played dead, that would mean they're still alive. One person is still alive. But we checked everybody and we presumed they were all dead. So I'm going to say that they committed suicide. And I'm curious what happens if you choose a wrong answer. So if this is wrong, then this will be a learning experience. And, oh, let's just see what happens.
Oh, Master, leave this to me.
Oh, so somebody played dead. Okay, never mind then.
The culprit, just because if they did commit suicide after the crime, they'd be dead right now.
Yeah.
That's no fun at all.
That's your reasoning? Wait, what's this chain?
I told you we share mind and body. Our relationship can never.
That's tip.
Please, you should consider yourself lucky. You're being.
So now what would have
raised by a
happened if I
cutie
picked
like
the
me.
other one? I don't know.
I'm so tired. I pulled you up here, so you can walk the rest of the way yourself.
I didn't ask you to do that. So you think this path will lead toward the truth, right?
No idea. This is a labyrinth. It's pretty common to encounter dead ends.
Whoa, watch out!
You see? What did I tell you?
Don't sound so proud of yourself.
If it's a dead end?
I searched all 5 bodies.
Oh, so the answer.
You changed your mind.
Exploring all possibilities?
Hey. So I was right then, which is nice. But now we know what happens when we're wrong.
By the way, I did, but I'm not that good at so.
You could have said.
I just want to help.
Anyway, what's going on in the.
Time has stopped on the other side. We're sort of set apart from them. In other words, you're still.
So if we return without solving the mystery.
As a result, this murder case will remain unsolved and linger in people's. Naturally, this mystery labyrinth will, and that creates an even bigger problem.
Which is?
Leaving a case unsolved means that it will go down in history that way. The more bizarre a mystery is, the more it attracts people's interest. And the more people rack their brains about that mystery, the bigger the mystery labyrinth gets. Eventually, the mystery labyrinth would gain enough power to start affecting the real. It would implant insidious ideas into people's minds, creating more murderers and, in turn, new mystery labyrinths. Labyrinths can create endless cycles. That's why it's best to cut it off as soon as possible.
It sounds way more daunting than I thought.
We're fine. The other route is commit suicide after the crime. Let's solve this thing.
Okay, so now that we know, if we get it wrong, we just come back and we just go to the next door.
Careful. But to commit suicide after the crime would mean... After killing the other 4, the culprit killed themselves, right?
And that's
Is
yeah, that's what that
really
means.
The right answer?
The Mystery Labyrinth's roots represent logical deduction. If there's only one route, then it's the only possibility. I think the only option left is the culprit off himself. We just need to find that suicidal pest.
What's going on here?
This is part of the mystery materializing. You just need to solve it. Come on, Master! Concentrate! Come on, concentrate! Concentrate!
Who was the last person to die during the incident?
This way. If the culprit committed suicide after the crime, then the last person that died should be the culprit.
Right, because they wouldn't be able to kill
They
someone
probably
else
didn't
and
kill me
harm
because they
themselves
saw my
already.
body and assumed I
Smart.
died. Or they knew that I got knocked out and then they're like, oh, we could just blame him.
Come on, let's try again.
Who set fire to the dead culprit? It would be themselves, right? Who else would it be?
Of course. The person who started the fires must be the culprit.
Yeah.
All five burned to death, so the culprit. Come on, let's try again.
Huh? The Aphex?
This way.
Well, he was the last person we found.
We're gonna crash.
Oh, so we were wrong. You know what? It must have been Zilch. Because he was also stabbed.
One burned the other four, then set themselves on fire. His Zilch.
Bingo! But you know, setting aside the idea that the culprit was the last to die, why would it be Detective Four Eyes? Didn't we discover his body first?
According to the peacekeepers, the victims all burned to death, right? But when we first found Zilch in Car 1, he wasn't burnt yet.
Was it?
If that's the case, that means he must have burned to death after that. Although, everyone else we found after him had already died from burns.
Alright. So if they all burned to death, then the last one who died could be Detective Four Eyes.
I think the culprit killed everyone in the opposite order of how we found their corpses.
Makes sense. He would start all the way from the back of the train to the front of the train.
Starting from Car 5, he killed them in order one by one. Then,
So Detective Four Eyes is without a doubt the culprit.
Got stabbed.
the door! Whoa! It worked?
See, I told you it would be fine. I'm such a terrific guide.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that this is how we solve cases, though.
I guess that's everything.
Kind of lame.
What's wrong, Master?
I'm wondering if that's really all that.
It does?
Ah! The conclusion? Is this...
There's only one door. Maybe this really is the end. Well, I...
Wait. Mystery labyrinths contain all the mysteries of the real-world case, including things like misdirection, right? Which means this could be an attempt by the culprit to mislead us.
So, you don't think this is the truth? What makes you...
I'm not sure, but I have a feeling the case isn't
Okay, I
closed.
was gonna say if that was it, that's kind of lame.
If so...
But I'm liking this little
what do you
twist.
think?
A little twist.
How can we tell?
If you think it's fake, why not try breaking it? It'll be bad news if you're wrong, though. And I won't tell you exactly what will happen. I don't want to affect your judgment.
You've already affected my judgment. I guess the only way to find out is to destroy it. How do I do that?
Oh wait, shoot.
Uh-oh. You didn't really think the solution... If it ended that way, we... Okay, let's try this...
That was a mistake on my end.
So it was fake! It was the culprit trying to throw us off the trail!
You should have just quit while you were ahead.
It's rare for a fake exit to appear. This mystery labyrinth is way tougher than I thought. Master, don't let your guard down.
Make sure you drop your money before you drop dead. I promise I'll show mercy to your wallet.
I wonder if Master can even make snap judgments.
Three phantoms will obstruct, get in the way, so use.
Are you gonna remember all of this?
Get the bonus shot.
Sure hope you got all that down.
I hope so. I just like knife and corpse, Melamie's
The
corpse.
culprit must be Silk. Reason is obvious. Zilch is the only one who could have done the crime.
That's right!
Oh, that was wrong.
Must be Zilch. Reason is obvious. Zilch is the only one who could have done the crime.
Say,
You know,
Okay, so I just used the wrong
Culprit must be Zilch.
thing.
Reason is obvious. Zilch is the only one who could have done the crime. He burned the four passed out victims, then set himself on fire, and died from immolation.
There we go.
truth. No. Now that I think about it, Zilch's suicide by fire doesn't make sense. Because when I saw Zilch through the window, there was a knife in his chest. If he burned himself, then why would there be a knife stuck there?
You little brat. Fine. I'll answer you.
Bloodstains on TikTok.
I was a knife stuck in the body.
Yeah, why?
Of course I know why.
Tell me.
Yeah, it was to knock himself out. Stabbed himself so he would pass out easy. Then set himself on fire. Dying by fire is a painful way to go. He wanted to make it less painful. The culprit has to be Zilch.
Oh?
come on.
Yeah,
I was a knife stuck in the body. Of course I know why.
Why?
Yeah, it was to knock himself out. He stabbed himself so he would pass out easy. Then set himself on fire. Dying by fire is a painful way to go. He wanted to make it less painful. The culprit has to be Zilch. He committed suicide by self-immolation.
Huh?
that's true.
No, no. So it's the coffee, but what's
Knife
the
stuck in the body.
one that I used?
Of course I know why. Yeah, it was to knock himself out.
Ah.
Flash through this mystery. If his plan was to fall unconscious, he would have used the drugged coffee in the dining car. That's a much easier way to pass out.
I see. So they're trying to mislead you about the cause of death for Detective Four Eyes.
Right. The Peacekeeper said all the detectives burned to death. But Zilch's corpse in the first car is dipped. To me, it looked more like he was stabbed to death.
So the Peacekeeper's report was a lie? But they have no reason to do that. If they wanted to set you up as the culprit, they'd be raising questions by fabricating reports.
Yeah, you're right. They all must have died by fire, after all. And for some reason, only Zilch appeared to have been stabbed to death. I get it. So that's what was bothering me. But no matter how hard I think about it,
Huh? Why's that?
I don't have enough clues about Zilch in the first car. I should have investigated it more after discovering the body, but I was too preoccupied with
So we're stuck right here. I don't see any other routes to break through this mystery. I don't even know what mystery we gotta solve right now. But I do know there can't be a labyrinth without a goal. The truth is always behind a mystery. You wish you had investigated more, right? So, you think you'd have the answer if you'd done that?
Huh? Yeah, maybe.
Oh, fine. My secret weapon is so draining, I try to avoid using it as much as possible. But I just love it when you rely on me, Master.
I have a bad feeling about this. What are you trying to do?
This is all for you. Ready, Master?
Uh-oh.
Wait!
Oh.
Ow.
What's going on?
I'm extracting your memory and materializing it inside the mystery labyrinth. This is my super cute special weapon. See? If you investigate here, you might make some new discoveries.
Oh, the shock from all this is making my head spin.
You don't have any time to waste, Master. This was pumped out of that slow brain of yours, so don't assume it'll stick around for long. You have until the pain in your head clears up. Now,
Got it.
Crime scene recreation. Recreation.
This blanket is mostly burned, but it doesn't look like there's blood on the blanket at all. But how could that be? Oh, so I can get solution.
you may have seen it but forgotten. But it is in your memory, so...
You can do that? Huh? This... Also, it looks like it has a hole. It was made by something sharp.
A knife. Is that all I get to do? That's kind of lame.
Oh, it's fading. I guess the pain is starting to go away too.
Looks like time's up. Well,
Yeah, I think I see the contradiction here.
come on, this is where you're supposed to well, if you think you're on the right track,
Do what?
it's for when you're stuck in your deductions. Remember what I said earlier? Every labyrinth has a goal. So even when you're stuck, there's... And we're gonna find it by...
Working together.
Lay it on!
What? Move pointer, grab key. Oh.
What?
It's hiding somewhere in the letters on the side of the barrel. Really?
Ready?
Read the question, then knock out the letters in the right order. Make a mistake.
Correct answer
If you
somewhere
can knock
inside
the
your
letters out in the right
answer.
order, it will be imbued with it.
Master, it's time for
Way
the
you
solution key.
running around the it'll
Don't you forget. Are you ready to play the Shinigami puzzle?
Detectives was actually a red herring.
You can do it, Master!
Get it? What am I?
That's right!
Oh, R
Go, go, go!
E.
Nice!
Suppose. Game is so Japanese. Yes.
That's right. When I saw Zilch through the window, it appeared as if the knife was stuck in his chest. But in actuality, he stabbed the blanket-wrapped cushion to make it look like he had been stabbed. That's why the blanket didn't have blood on it, even though the cushion was stabbed through. Zilch's death was a red herring. It was meant to mislead us.
Wait, he. Oh wait, he wasn't stabbed.
It's a new solution key.
If it was a red herring,
Yeah. Zilch, that knife was just to trick me into thinking he was dead when I looked through the window. But the Peacekeepers report saying they all burned to death
so the culprit was just plain dead. It's exactly.
in a roundabout way.
Which means
the-
that
the-
Dead End in the Abyss could have a new path now. Let's hurry back!
Oh, I was say, are you gonna actually make me hurry back? The big discovery we made. But that means I was wrong. But this was a scripted one, you know? It was hard to tell. Just like do a cutscene and to just pretend that we ran all the way back. Oh, never mind. Just a
What's
cutscene.
wrong?
It's too much of a hassle to go all the way back there.
Some guide you are.
I despise. Oh, I know! It looks
Okay, there we go. This is what I'm talking about. Back? I don't know.
a mysterious force is blocked.
What the?
That spell will let you escape from within a labyrinth. Anyway, time
Sure.
Zoom? What is this?
see.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, you
drain a little bit of
your lifespan.
my life's.
So we passed through. How did the culprit kill it? Now that we have a new solution key, I'm
Let's give it a try.
My lifespan? I don't.
Solution keys are important to solving mysteries. We're gonna expose the truth together.
What proves the culprit played dead? Red herring.
Zilch was trying to trick us.
A path opens.
A bridge!
See, didn't I say I'm so...
Well... We opened the play dead route thanks to the corpse red herring solution key. So Zilch really faked.
If so, he is absolute...
But even if the Mystery Labyrinth is fair when it comes to solving mysteries, the real world will be different, right? What if Amaterasu Corp decides to protect the culprit, even if we prove who really did it?
Oh, you're worried they'll just cover it up?
Huh?
Let's save the fun for...
They worry when people dodge.
Ah, the ground! It's falling apart!
You better run, Master!
Why? Wasn't this the right route?
Maybe the logic still has some holes in it.
Ah!
Master, you better concentrate!
Was what Yuma saw through the yes.
When I saw Zilch through the window, he was faking his death with a knife through the cushion. That was definitely the real Zilch.
The burnt corpse. No.
The corpse I investigated was real, it just wasn't Zilch's corpse. In other words, Zilch swapped himself out for a real corpse.
After? Am I wrong about that? It was before. Dang it.
The corpse was switched right before I broke the infirmary window to open the lock. The blazing fire had filled the room with smoke, so I couldn't make anything out through the window. Zilch used that smoke as cover to switch himself with a dead body.
Then where was he hiding? Oh.
I get it. The fire wasn't only there to show he died from burning. It was also a smoke screen to
Right. In the smoke, he switched.
We get to see it.
Next up, you need to deduce where the
Because the room was filled with smoke,
Where are you thinking?
if he needed to get to the body as quickly as.
That place is suspicious. Better search every nook and cranny. Master doesn't make mistakes. Right? Right? Right?
Here,
Be like under the bed or something.
that's it! The burnt corpse. Hey! Jeez, one after another.
We're not done yet.
Shinigami, you might be fine because you're floating around.
I can't believe it. He had the corpse hidden under the blanket?
Oh. I was just saying under the bed, but okay.
So, that four-eyed detective... I'm so jealous!
I'm gonna pretend I did.
Yeah, that's weird.
Zilch was lying in bed with the corpse. He got up once the smoke screen was ready. He took the corpse out from under the blanket, pulled the knife out of the cushion, and stabbed it.
Then where did he
even after he switched with the corpse, he could just hide to avoid me.
Where did Detective Four Eyes hide after that?
Yeah, and then
Must have
also
been
the
someplace
body
with easy access.
under
Which
the bed.
must mean under the bed. He could have quickly hid there.
Which means if you checked under the bed at the
But back then, I'm sure he calculated all.
maybe he was planning to take advantage of you from.
Yeah. I think Zilch was the one who peeked into the restroom while I was supposed to be
He is
sleeping
close.
when
He was close
found.
enough.
So he must have planned to move me before committing the crimes. I passed out in the restroom, but that didn't.
Speaking of which, wasn't it Detective Four?
Yeah. He must have planned to make me witness everything and set me up as the culprit.
Aha! I think I'm not bad, Master.
No. If I really was a great detective.
I guess so. By the way, where did he get the corpse he was hiding in the blanket?
That corpse?
That is a good question.
I won't let you go.
Getting in our way again. If you stand against, I will not.
Are we fighting here? Guess so. Presented death match. Alright, give me the keys. Oh.
Master, I'm lending you a hand from here on out. Alice,
Huh? Assist?
it's the rule of the Mystery Labyrinth to assist whoever. Looks like you might not need assist after all, Master. This could be the clincher.
History. Apex.
I won't let you pass. Enough of your nonsense. You think he swapped with a corpse?
Yeah, but I don't know who.
Impossible to switch like that.
It would have to be somebody of his height. Right?
Would need to be the same size as him. He didn't have a bag that could carry a corpse. It would have been down at the station. It'd be impossible to get it on board. There was no corpse to replace anyway.
I got it right.
There's no need to bring an extra corpse for the swap. He just needed to reuse a dead body on the train.
That one could have been the first body.
Aphex's body from the 5th car.
Then that's so
He
far
and
away
Zilch
though.
are nearly the same height, and both have stab wounds in their chests. So the corpse that was switched was Aphex's.
Damn it!
Got it right. Let's go.
Now we don't have to fight anymore.
Even if that's true, don't let your guard down.
All right.
Did we claim that or? Okay, so we were right already in that it was Zilch,
Wow.
but
Well,
we
what
weren't
about
right
that
as to
short-term
what had
Thinking
happened.
back, the reason the corpses
So I
in the
guess
first
that's
and
why
fifth
we had to
cars
do
were
all this
burned
extra
was to
stuff.
switch them out. But the corpse was so badly burned that I couldn't tell it was Aphex. That must be what the necklace was for, so I could identify him.
Well, reusing a corpse is rather environmentally friendly of the culprit, don't you think? Totally. I mean, we gotta recycle everything in our day and age, so you gotta get the most value out of corpses too, you know?
Zilch? Wait,
I am not the culprit. I am a victim who was already killed. So, leave me alone!
Hey, he ran away!
Yeah.
You said the body in the first car's infirmary wasn't me, but Aphex? But you went to car 5 after car 1 and discovered his corpse there. How is the corpse transported from car 1 to car 5? That'd require moving past you.
That's right. If he slipped past us, when did that happen?
You probably knew a secret path. There's a weird train phase. I see. Keep pressing. Can't. Nice. I appreciate games that let you do it more frequent, because you never know when you can and can't.
Where did he run off to?
Another mystery that needs
When
to be
moving the
solved.
body from train, train or did not move to. Oh yeah, it could have been from the outside. Oh, maybe that's what they meant.
If he'd gone outside the train instead of through...
No. Impossible. 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 Impossible!
Oh. I was right.
Zilch turned into a mystery phantom!
Get it, Master! Boom, kill him.
Deathmatch. He's tall. Blackout and shaking.
If they didn't pass through the train, do you think the corpse was brought in from outside? The windows are all locked shut. The door's locked when the train is moving. We know the train never stopped once. If the windows and doors are shut, there's no way to get out while the train is moving. No issues occurred during the train's operation. Even if you could get out, a body could not get in.
There was the blackout.
Well,
If they didn't pass through the train, do you think the corpse was brought in from outside? The windows are all locked shut.
the door's locked.
The train is moving. We know the train never stopped once. If the windows and doors are shut, there's no way to get out while the train is moving. No issues occurred during the train operation.
There was a blackout.
No, there was something strange. The blackout and shaking that happened when I was in car 2 and car 4.
Oh, it happened twice.
When the blackout occurred and the shaking started, I'm certain something else happened in the train. Maybe it has something to do with the mystery of the moving corpse.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid. So what if there was a little blackout and some gentle swaying?
Just admitted to guilt. Ordered plate, bloodless blanket, backup.
Forget the shaking and the blackout. They were nothing but coincidences. The blackout was just a bad contact. The shaking was the tunnel air pressure. There's nothing odd about that. It's all just a coincidence. It's impossible to include that in a criminal plot.
Come on.
No.
Forget the shaking and the blackout. They were nothing but coincidence. Blackout was just a bad contact. The
Is there another
shaking
one
was
after
the
that?
tunnel air pressure. There's no.
It's all just a coincidence.
Evidence. It's impossible to include that in a criminal plot.
Oh no, it is just that one.
Was just a bad contact.
Slash through this mystery.
Haha!
No, the blackout didn't occur because of a connection failure. It was due to the main control system failing and switching to the backup control system. The blackout occurred during that 1 second when the system switched over.
Brain.
Hey, he ran away.
Is there such a thing as a good phantom?
After him. You gotta keep solving the mystery and boom, kill that mystery phantom.
Hey!
Now we're just chasing this mofo.
Master, you may know the cause of the blackout, but what does that have to do with how the corpse was moved?
The failed main control system was in Car 1, where the body swap occurred. If so, then the main control system's failure must have something to do with moving the corpse.
So maybe the culprit broke the main control system. He must have attempted to stop the train to bring in the corpse from the outside.
But the train never stopped. The operation log confirms the train was moving the entire time. So I don't think he broke the system to bring the corpse in.
Then why did the main control system fail?
It mu-
But you're unsure exactly.
That's what we're trying to.
I knew it! A mystery! Anything blocking you in here is also a mystery. So let's solve it to keep on going.
I would never get used to it.
So this is the question we're facing right
The main control system must have failed. If that's true, if it's related to the body...
Master, well, as his mentor, the main control system. Oh yeah! Why did there was a blackout right before entering the tunnel, but the culprit didn't destroy it? Oh, wasn't there some shaking right? I don't.
That's right! The train shook right before the whatever it was. It was strong. It caused the main control system to... If it had something to do with moving a body, then...
Ooh! Did I give you the? That it's time. Let's go, Matt.
I actually don't know the answer.
Let's work together as a team. Twirling, twirling, twirl. That's not it.
I don't know. Don't know the answer to that. Who's what? Derailed? Derailed. Oh, detached? Ah, detached. That was derailed.
That's right.
Hey. I wonder if it's going to be like the same games for every case. The laser.
Could it be that the first car was separated from the train?
Huh? Separated? What? Seriously?
Yeah. The reason why the main control system failed was because the first car was cut off from the rest of the train we were riding in.
Let's... Master, I don't really get it. What do you mean the first car was cut off?
The shaking happened just before the blackout, right? Huh? Did it just shake? What was that? At that time, the first car was disconnected from the rest of the Amaterasu Express. As a result, the main control system failed, and after a brief blackout...
But why cut off the first car?
Of course, to move the body in the train car.
There it is again!
How much longer will this keep...
Now's not the time to be
You don't need to see it. The body was transported along with the entire...
Given that the first car was cut...
Try to solve it, lickety-split!
I'm gonna say... entire... with A.
That's right!
Yeah, I'm gonna go with R.
Go, go, go!
Let's go.
That's right! He transported the corpse using the entire first car. That's why the first car was disconnected.
Transported the corpse? With the entire car? Nonsense. Shut up! The first car is at the front of the train. Afix's corpse was in the fifth car, in the back. Even if you detach the front car, how do you move it all the way to the rear?
Master, don't be scared.
Calm down. How could you swap the position? If I can answer that, how did it happen?
That reminds me. Master, earlier when you were talking, blackout only happened once. But the shaking happened twice.
Yeah, it definitely shook 2 separate times. Right, but the first time was when the train car was disconnected. Something happened to the train then, too.
There's no point thinking
Maybe
about it.
the
You'll
first
stop
one they
this lever
attached it
for
back, but to the
all
5th car.
eternity.
Master, here it comes!
Your deductions aren't worth it because they're
But like they
all
did it in
wrong
the tunnel
from
or
the
something. But they never stopped. I actually don't know how that happened. We're about to find out. Deathmatch. Red herring route map display.
So it shook twice near the tunnel. What of it? You mean the train car was separated and connected? Why would that even matter? Even if you managed to separate car 1, how could it be moved to the rear? The train was always running on the same tracks. There's no way to shuffle the train cars around.
That was not the right one.
Twice near the tunnel. What of it?
You mean the train car was separated and
Connected? Why would that even matter?
even if you managed to separate car 1,
How?
could it be moved to the rear?
The train was always running on the same tracks.
There's no way to
Shuffle the cars around.
Yeah, the map.
No! At that time, not all the cars were moving on the same track. The track that the Amaterasu Express was on separated into double tracks right before entering the tunnel. So by taking advantage of the double tracks, it's possible to switch out the train cars.
He just admitted.
The first time the train shook was before entering the tunnel, which was caused by car 1 separating. After that, the separated car 1 entered the other track, while the rest of the train proceeded on the main track. The 2 tracks rejoin after the tunnel. This is when the train shook for the second time.
You're right! First car?
That makes sense.
Normally, it's impossible for a single train car to function on its own. But the Amaterasu Express is special. The control system will supply electricity as programmed and drive the train. But all train cars on the train have motors that run autonomously.
If each train car can operate autonomously, then car 1 can function on its own. Doesn't that solve everything? It's time you gave up.
No, that's crazy.
Huh? What?
Using your method to rearrange the train cars would connect the first car to the end, which would leave it behind the 5th car. In other words, it becomes the 6th car, but that doesn't exist.
Not true. It would technically turn into 5.
So,
And then the one in front would be
telling me
4,
you
then
found
3, 2, 1.
Apex's corpse in the non-existent 6th car?
Oh, you're right.
Do you get it? You're the one who's...
No, I'm not wrong. The truth lies just ahead of us. I will prove it to you.
Are you ready to play the Shinigami puzzle?
Start. 5.
You're wrong.
Oh.
You're wrong. That's right.
Maybe the Amaterasu Express doesn't have 5 cars. What if there were only 4 cars to begin with? If that's the case, then to me, Car 1 could be made to look like Car 5.
Huh? So, there...
That's why Melanie said the 5th car's door was broken while we were in transit.
But you can't access the 5th car, the one at the end. The door appeared...
Ah, so it was 4 the whole
It
time.
wasn't broken. The 4th car was actually the farthest one back from the get-go?
I'm sure the real 5th car was left behind at the station when we departed. So the train took off with only 4 cars. There was another Car 1 at our destination. If it connected upon arrival, then the train would have 5 cars again. So the Car 1 where I was knocked out became the 5th car at the end of the line. And when I was questioned by the Peacekeepers, the Car 1 there was another car prepared at the station specifically for this plot.
The real Car 1 was waiting at the station's platform, and all the Peacekeepers there would have noticed it. So they were all in on it.
Or you can assume that the Peacekeepers themselves were the ones who prepared the other Car 1. If there was another Car 1, then there will be something that sets it apart from the original Car 1. For example, the way the window glass was broken in the infirmary will be different from how I broke it.
You mean when you used the fire extinguisher to smash the infirmary's window?
Yes,
So
sir.
they knew you would do that? That's how they were able to imitate it in the new Car 1?
I think I was set up to reach for that fire extinguisher. The fire extinguisher was left in a conspicuous spot in the hallway. They wanted me to use it to break the window. And that's how they pulled off swapping the 1st and 5th cars while in transit. It was all a trap to set me up as the culprit. Isn't that right, Zilch?
Zilch also just means 0, doesn't it?
All right, we're almost there. Let's catch this culprit.
He ran away again. God dang it.
That was a pretty solid deduction.
What can I say?
Very impressive.
I'm hoping I can beat this like
Seen your potential.
within the next 5 minutes.
It's so strange. It doesn't feel like I'm learning this stuff, more like I'm remembering it. Maybe I was even a high-ranking detective in a WDO.
Now's no time for bragging. You still gotta catch him.
Yeah, I was saying now's not the time.
Right.
We got things to do.
Everything...
This is just the calm before the storm. You know, making the 1st car look like the 5th was a really big trick to pull off. I'm surprised
Wasn't a
the train cars
trick,
could
but
disconnect
okay.
and reconnect so smoothly.
That's me and my
The
smarts.
train's automatic operating system must have had it programmed before we departed.
Even the trick with the swapping train car?
Probably. It had to have been done automatically.
Well, it'd be easy for Amaterasu. They own the train.
That's what I'm worried about. Even if I obtain the truth here, won't they just ignore what I say and arrest me anyway?
I keep telling you not to worry about it. As long as you have the truth, the culprit can't escape.
Why are you so sure of that?
Oh, now she goes quiet. Convenient, real convenient. He knows something that I don't.
What is this?
Looks like a fort to me. With this kind of protection, I bet the truth is in there for sure. You just...
So, the truth...
You can't have the truth. It's
with
impossible
that
to
pose.
destroy this fortress. Just give.
I like his like rainbow
Whenever
RGB
a
shoes.
culprit takes a last stand
Big
like
fan
this,
of that.
You know we're just a master. Time to show him how dangerous you really are. After all, he did try to set you up.
I'm not worried about that right now. We gotta do this.
What in the world? Shinigami.
Shinigami's tutorial corner! Let's do this, Master! Oh, no one hits what?
I won't let you have the truth.
I see. Blech.
Go away! Give up and scram!
I see. Easy, watch out.
Your deduction is wrong! Go away! Don't come near me! Don't come any closer! Stop it! Switching the first and fifth card is just your imagination. It's a completely baseless lie. There's no evidence they ever swapped.
Yo, check! Come on, hurry up and decide. Use the solution key to smash through the wall, Master.
You're wrong! Huh? Come on!
Nice.
No, there are traces of a swap. The warped plate from Car 5.
The reason that plate was burned so thoroughly is because originally it said Car 1. Left as it was, it would have messed up your plot to make Car 1 look like Car 5. That's why you made extra sure it was burned.
Right go!
That's nonsense! I burned the plate to disguise it? No! I didn't do that! Stop it! Stop! Go away! Get away from me! Get away! Get away! It just happened to be easily burned! But with it burned, you have no way of knowing what number car it was.
Yeah, that's the point that we're talking
So
about.
there's nothing backing up your deduction. You have no hard evidence proving that location was the first car.
Looks like we need another solution key to boom kill him. Good luck, Master.
Okay. You have no hard proof at the look.
There is proof.
The culprit probably did, but I remember. When I was trying to get into the infirmary and when I reached through to unlock the latch, but that bloodstain would have been hidden while the interlock. That's probably why the culprit missed it. My blood, which was left behind in car 1, was. This proves that someone pulled off the cart.
Yeah.
Is the truth of the case.
What? Stop.
If car 1 became car 5, then where did the culprit supposedly hiding in the infirmary go? You had to have checked the 5th car, but the...
With this.
The culprit must have been hiding somewhere in the 5th car.
Restroom? Like,
I checked the restroom, but
egg.
I even checked the...
Man, I'm getting it all wrong. Jesus Christ. Is it the train? Can't be this because you couldn't open it, right?
Here.
Oh, it was. I wasn't even gonna pick that one. That was the last one I was gonna pick, but I worked it.
The culprit was hiding inside the main control room, which was locked shut the entire time. I didn't have the key, so I could never have gotten inside. I bet the culprit moved there from the infirmary while Car 1 was... If the train's management company, Amaterasu Corporation, was involved, the culprit may have had the key. And then they hid in a blind spot I couldn't see.
I'm not...
Great detective work. I call that a critical... All that's left is to
Finish him off.
shove all your evidence into the solution.
Okay. Oh, is that it? They try to make this game more hero-esque in a murder mystery. Or well, I don't know if it's all murder mysteries, but it's a mystery for sure. But like, yeah, it's a...
Time to expose this crime. The cheats and everything.
Is where the truth is
The correct answer.
placed the correct piece in the
Master.
gap to... Oh, so this is kind of like, yeah, in Danganronpa where you get to put all the pieces together. Okay. Where did Yuma rush? The bathroom. What do I have? What? I don't get it. What? Maybe I'm supposed to start at 1? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm supposed to use one of these. Okay. So it's the circle thing with the tongues. Okay, that's what I didn't understand. What was used to put it? have yet. Okay. What was used to break the window? Fire extinguisher. What was used as a red herring? Fucking- I don't have the coffee. Oh, here, knockout joke. Then, what's the culprit hiding? Under the bed. Look at it. What was the culprit doing in the main control? What happened when the car one was detached? Question? What happened when when it was detached? Oh wait, blackout? Nice. What did the body? No, you didn't burn. Oh, he burned this. What happened after exiting the tunnel? Touch me. Body was found last. There we go, brother man, we did it. Zilch. Zero. Let's go, bro. It took a while for my brain to like figure all that out, but we did it.
Step right up, step right up. 5 master detectives slain before their time, and Amaterasu Corporation has master in their sights.
Hey, hope
Truth bombs
enough.
are about to be dropped.
Just play like
Time
a
for the deduction
couple minute
game.
cutscene and call it a day.
The incident unfolded aboard the Amaterasu Express, which was on its way to Kanai Ward.
Actually, I'm gonna go brush my teeth. I'll be right back.
I rushed onto the train as it was about to depart. At that time, the train was made up of 5 cars.
All because you were fast asleep in the lost and found, Master. If you'd kept snoozing, the case would never be solved.
When the train started moving, it was only 4 cars long. The 5th and final one was left at the station.
And so, the culprit's scheme had already begun. Meaning Amaterasu Corporation was involved from the get-go.
On the train, the master detectives were gathered together in car 2. That was the dining car. And the culprit had already mixed a knockout drug into every drink there.
I bet the culprit was the first person on the train, so they could prepare in advance and wait for everybody else.
I felt unwell, and Melanie went to the trouble of pouring me a coffee. But after drinking it, I started to feel drowsy. I was hearing things at the time and thought that I might be seriously ill, but it was actually the drug.
Oh, so you thought yours truly was responsible? Sticks and stones won't do much to make it far, but slander stings!
The culprit sent me off to car 1 in order to find me as the killer.
I'm sure the culprit didn't expect you to get sick, Master, but since you look like a super easy target, they probably changed their plan and went after you instead.
Once I'd left, the other master detectives must have fallen asleep because of the drugged drinks.
The culprit then burned everyone to death, setting all those master detectives on fire on purpose. What a psycho!
This was when the culprit put their plan to frame me into motion. First, they carried Aphex's charred corpse to the infirmary in car 1.
The very first body we found.
Then, they deliberately left a fire extinguisher near the restroom I was sleeping in. This was done to prompt me into smashing the door later.
Gotta have someone get inside somehow, or else nobody would find the body.
Next, the culprit entered the infirmary, locked the door, and laid down on the bed with Aphex's charred corpse.
Jumping into bed with a charred corpse! And here I thought chivalry was dead! What a gentleman! I'm actually a little jealous.
A knife and cushion created the red herring.
Hell of a way to pretend to be dead.
Furthermore, the culprit set the room on fire just as I was waking up.
While you were sleeping, I felt someone come into the restroom. They must have seen me then and timed it.
When I woke up in the restroom and went into the hallway, car 1 was beginning to fill with smoke.
Oh, that's some precise timing!
I caught a glimpse of Zelch in the infirmary, with a knife lodged in his chest.
But it didn't take long for the smoke to obscure everything.
That was when the culprit took out Aphex's burnt corpse, switched places with it, and waited for me to enter the room while hiding beneath the bed.
It's just like a magic trick! Switching places under a veil of smoke!
Meanwhile, I found the fire extinguisher on the floor, smashed the window, unlocked the room, and went inside.
Just like the culprit planned. And that's why they left the fire extinguisher there in the first place.
After the smoke cleared, I found Zelch's body, burnt to a crisp. At least, that's what I thought. The charred corpse was actually Aphex. The culprit had me completely fooled.
That must have been why they picked the time-consuming method of roasting someone to death. Plus, the body was about the right size.
bolted out of car 1 after seeing the corpse.
The culprit was under the bed at that time. They probably laughed at you from there, watching everything unfold like they planned.
I went on to discover the charred corpses of the other master detectives. Around that time, the culprit came out from under the bed and went to the main control room in car 1. Controlling the train from there, they detached car 1.
That caused the blackout and shaking, and the power source was switched over to the backup system. So when the train shook, was there or was there not jiggling wheels? Take a guess.
While the detached car 1 was running on a separate track, the culprit went to work. Preparing to disguise car 1 as car 5.
What about jiggling?
First, Apex's corpse was carried to the corridor, and the necklace removed earlier was placed back on.
Then the car 1 number plate was burned so that it couldn't be properly identified.
With everything in place, the culprit went into the main control room, locked the door, and waited for the train cars to reconnect.
Well, this time, the culprit was riding in car 1 on the other track, right?
Yeah, the train, which was only cars 2, 3, and 4 at the time, remained on course.
Since we were in a tunnel, I didn't even realize car 1 was moving alongside us.
That's true. You wouldn't be able to
The
see.
train we were on went through the tunnel with only 3 cars. When it came out of the tunnel, the car with the culprit in it attached to car 4. Now behind car 4, that car became car 5.
The swap was pre-programmed into the train's automatic operating system, right? Technology sure is convenient.
The culprit, riding in car 1, attached it to the back of car 4. That caused more shaking, but there was no blackout this time because the power supply stayed the same.
Additional shaking occurred inside my blouse, but the power stayed on.
After that, I mistook car 1 for car 5 and walked right in. The culprit wrecked it so much I didn't even notice the door I had smashed when I was in car 1 before.
I figured there'd been some kind of brawl. But that was part of the culprit's plan, wasn't it? Also, no one would realize it was actually car 1.
When I found the corpse, I deduced that it was Aphex from the necklace it had on. But I was just rediscovering the same charred corpse from car 1. The disguised corpse and the car switch completely fooled me.
Using a dead body? Oh, that's a despairingly brilliant idea!
When the train arrived in Kanai Ward, it connected to a different, prearranged car 1.
And with that, right. The train once again had 5 cars. So much attaching and detaching. What a stupid, crazy, elaborate trick!
Peacekeepers were lying in wait at the station. As the sole survivor, I was set up as the one responsible for the murders.
And Amaterasu was in on it! That really turns me on!
You mean pisses me off, right?
During that time, the culprit stayed hidden in the main control room of the disguised Car 1 and waited for the peacekeepers to haul you in, Master. They were right there at the scene.
After burning all the master detectives, the culprit faked their own death.
Hmm?
They tried to frame me as the killer. It was a cunning, cold-blooded scheme.
And the evildoer who committed these countless contemptible crimes is none other than... Zilch Alexander! It was you!
Wait, he was still in the thing? So did I just find him?
This is the truth I've uncovered!
Is that it? What's this?
It's the truth. It's the soul of the true culprit who made this mystery labyrinth.
The soul of the
This feels
true
like the
culprit.
Persona not cop out. Because when Persona is like, you know, the villains had their own dungeons. That's basically what this is, except this is not a dungeon, you just go straight.
Wait, what am I supposed to do with this?
Here we go.
Uh-oh. Future on.
Surging bloodlust. Overflowing despair. The brilliant soul of Shinigami shall expunge this cursed case. Down to all deplorables. Through into the final mystery labyrinth. Starting and shining, crystal glorious stellar spiral. Double
Huh? We're back?
That's
what are you
it?
talking about now? Your spirit shouldn't be broken. Yet. The peacekeepers will take care of you. We have all the time in the world.
Huh?
Shinigami! Where are you? Nothing here's changed. What's going on? Shinigami?
Get him!
Wait!
What?
It's Zilch! He's still...
What are you talking?
Huh?
Shut up! This is not up for this! Take him away!
Shinigami! Where did you go?
I'm right here. You're so cute when you panic, so what?
Stop playing around! Why?
He must be hallucinating. Take him away! What?
Looks like it's over.
Huh? What's over?
There's always a price to pay. When I read the soul of the true culprit, the mystery labyrinth created by the culprit is destroyed. But as a price, the source that created the mystery labyrinth also perishes.
The source...
But that means
Don't tell me.
if he's dead, he can't prove it to people.
That's right. The true culprit.
Then that report saying Zilch, the true culprit...
Man, that solves today's mystery. The true culprit is that you're now innocent and free to go, Master.
There's nothing happy about this.
Huh? He was a dangerous murderer.
I mean, I don't think I'm completely...
In that case, say exactly what I'm about to tell you to that gilded idiot over there.
Okay. Swank, did you just receive a report that Zilch was dead?
How did you know?
I thought so. If he was alive until moments ago, that changes things about this case. Someone who died in front of my eyes, was alive. This is clearly an attempt by the culprit to just... Don't tell me the Peacekeepers lied to try to cover up what... You didn't try to frame an innocent...
You think you better not forget you're powerless before the might of the Amaterasu Corporation!
No,
Hey, don't surrender so easily.
That does it! Listen, you got no right to remain silent, and you take him away!
What?
Oh, wait! Hold on just a second. Hey, excuse me. Do you have a minute?
You!
It's all good. Let's stop all the fighting. We both have
Not what I thought the guy
to
was gonna
the
look like with that
higher
voice.
So, let's not do anything that causes unnecessary tension. Falsifying evidence and testimonies is a drag when it comes time to do the paperwork, right? It's tough keeping things consistent. Just forget about all that and leave it to me, yeah? You know, I saw that the true culprit was alive and well just a bit ago.
What?
If you let us go, I'll cook something up in my report to the World Detective Organization.
What sucks is like I
Want trouble, right?
you know,
The WTF
pause the whole
floods
thing or
issue
whatever.
because of you.
did all this just to
Your
solve the
punishment
case.
might be kind
But
of
then it turns out that guy already
So,
knew who it was.
You know what to do.
And with the
Leave
whole
things
thing
well
just happening like that, it
as
was
they
like
say.
they already knew the answer. They just didn't. I went through all that not for nothing, but it's like I
Let's
just
go!
like stole time or whatever, you know what I mean? That felt like a waste. So far, nobody else knows about that.
Thank goodness that worked out.
Who is he?
Beats me?
I'm actually gonna pause the game. I'm gonna save the game here, because that's gonna be it for me today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Y'all enjoyed that much as I did. We did it. We solved the first case. Chapter 0, apparently. I don't know how much longer we have, but I'm probably just gonna check that afterwards, so y'all don't have to be here for that. But anywho, that's gonna be it for today. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow for chapter 1, maybe. I don't know. Okay, bye everyone.